Okay, so these next videos are just going to be a couple of proof of life videos, show that they do work now and they work on my bench. So if you get them into a cabinet and they don't work, you know you've got a cabinet problem. So this is the board that I just messaged you about. It was the one that looked like somebody used a heat gun or even a blowtorch on to warm up the solder underneath this IC right here. And then they followed that with compressed air, which blew all the solder out, but it also blew all the solder out of all these vias in the area. And that solder pretty much went everywhere. It went underneath that socket, this socket, that IC. Matter of fact, I think that IC was broken. No, that one wasn't broken. Under there. Let's see, that IC was broken, right? I believe so. No, I'm sorry, it was these two. Those two were split in half. I don't know how, but they were busted. So this was a Champ Sprint CPU from the start. It had some mismatched software, so like these factory stickers here, those are fine. It had some other versions of software that didn't play right with those. Like, for instance, it didn't have any sound because this ROM was the wrong version after I'd got these replaced to get it to boot. So at any rate, I had to erase the ones that were on the board and reprogram them. No big deal. Same thing down here. This board also has two bad pokies, so you're not going to have any of your pokey audio from this board with the way it is now. The video board, it was a Champ Sprint from the beginning. I was in the midst of building a Paperboy, so I took all the EEPROMs off the board and erased them and realized I needed a Champ Sprint video board about 10 minutes after I started the erasing process. So I pulled them out of the programmer, reprogrammed them, and that's why they've all got different labels on them, because I had to reprogram them. This board did have a few RAM, I think, needed to be reseated. But other than that, that video board was fine. It was the CPU board that was the headache here. I did test all of the inputs. They all seem to work. I don't have pots and steering wheels connected to this thing, so I can't accurately test those. I can kind of simulate the function of pots and steering wheels, and I already did that. I won't be able to do that in this video. Trying to demonstrate the sound test here. Oh my goodness. Okay, this isn't cooperating at all. Okay, I'm just gonna hold it. Trying to rig the button closed, but it's not working, so. Okay, so those two pokies not making noise, obviously, is because they're bad. So replace those, you'll have sound. I did test this board with a working set of pokies, and it does have the correct audio when it's supposed to. So that's Championship Sprint. Paperboys to follow.